welcome to episode 19 of the Mr. Douglass Sports Show. I am your host, as always, Corey Douglas. Week 4 in the NFL is complete, and that means the first quarter of the NFL is complete, and the Cowboys are sitting at 1-3. They lost to the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, 49-38. Some of just the quick game notes. Dak Prescott, 41-58, 502 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. Amari, 12 catches, 134, touchdown. And then on the Brown side, you have Odell Beckham with 3 total touchdowns, 2 receiving, 1 rushing that iced the game. And then you have the fisherman straight off a boat, Dearness Johnson, 13 carries for 95 yards. After Nick Chubb left the game early with a knee injury, he'll now miss 6 weeks. And the main takeaway from this game is, once again, this defense is horrible. I just want to go through some of the notes just real quick on just how bad this Cowboys defense is. Some of these Cowboys defensive numbers are numbers that you haven't seen ever in the NFL. So Sunday, the Cowboys gave up 300 rushing yards. I mentioned a fisherman came right off a boat and rushed for almost 100 yards himself. After the starting running back, one of the best running backs in the league, got hurt early in the game. They gave up 49 points to the Browns. I know I said on last week's episode the Browns have a lot of talent on offense, but no way did I think they were going to come in here and hang half 100 on this Cowboys defense. The Cowboys defense has now given up at least 38 points in 3 straight games. For the season, the Cowboys have given up 146 points. They're giving up 36.5 per game, which both rank 32nd in the league, which means they're last. They've given up the most points. And so far this season, opponents have had 50 possessions against the Cowboys defense. Half of them have resulted in points. They've given up 17 touchdowns, 8 field goals, and the Cowboys defense has only forced 18 punts. Now that I got some of those horrendous numbers out the way, let me just go ahead and tell you why the Cowboys defense stinks, and I'll tell you if I think they can improve at some point during the season. Okay, so the number one issue with this Cowboys defense right now is the talent. You have your highest paid guys, Jalen Smith and DeMarcus Lawrence. They're not playing up to their potential. You have guys that you brought in off the street, like Everson Griffin, who was supposed to be a big key to this Cowboys pass rush. He's not doing anything. Dontari Poe, he was part of the league's worst run defense last year. He comes over here. He's not getting off of blocks. He can barely get out of his stance. If you go back and watch the All-22 film, he's late. He was supposed to come in and beef up this defensive line. As we all know, defensive tackle has been a huge issue for the Cowboys defense. Dontari Poe's not the answer there. Daryl Worley, safety, corner, doesn't matter where he's at on the field, he's getting picked on wherever he's at. On Sunday, he was matched up with Odell a lot. Odell he was making catches all over Worley. Darian Thompson, they let go of Jeff Heath, who was the punching bag for most Cowboys fans, including myself. I didn't see what people saw in Jeff Heath, but Darian Thompson, not any better. And I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago. The Cowboys brought in Clinton Dix. He's been around the league at this point. He's played for Chicago. He played for Green Bay under McCarthy. McCarthy's actually drafted him. He couldn't even make it out of training camp to beat out Darian Thompson. And that leads me to my next point. Number 2, the injuries. You have Leighton Vander Esch out, Sean Lee out, Cheeto out, Anthony Brown out. But along with those injuries, you have the Cowboys being stubborn. They don't want to bring in talent to kind of help, bring it together or hold it together. Because right now, it's just not working. Like Stephen Jones and Jerry coming out each week and saying, we believe in the talent, we believe in the talent. At some point, the rubber has to meet the road, and you have to start making changes. And, I mentioned Leighton Vander Esch and Sean Lee. Who knows what they're going to be, even if they come back and when they come back. They both have a long injury history. And then number 3 is a thing that a lot of players have mentioned in these first couple of weeks. And we're saying, oh, no, maybe it's just the first couple of weeks. Now it's becoming a real issue. And that's the scheme. Are these coaches asking the players to do too much? Like I said, you've had players come out and say, all right, maybe we need to simplify things. Coaches are saying, I don't see us going back to that. McCarthy said on Monday, I don't see us going back to a one-call defense. But this is the same coaching staff that said at the beginning of the season, we're going to build our defense around the talent. If the talent is struggling with the scheme and what you're telling them to do, you have to change it. Also, within that scheme, they're not playing their assignments, but you also have a lot of hero ball. And what I mean by hero ball is you have players wanting. So, okay, let's just put it this way. The Cowboys coaches preached all offseason about getting the ball, getting takeaways. Takeaways are important. You can't have a defense without getting takeaways. Now, when you complicate the scheme, you have players going out of their way to try to make that hero play where I'm going to go for a pick here or I'm going to go for a strip here instead of just wrapping up, making sure the guy gets down. You have guys bouncing off your tackle because you're going for a strip maybe when you shouldn't have to. I think we all learned back in Pee Wee football, you rally to the ball. So you have the one guy that's holding the guy up, and then the surrounding guys or the guys that are coming up after the play going for the ball at that point. But if you're just going for the ball if you're just running to get a strip, chances are these NFL guys, especially the running backs that the Browns have with Nick Chubb, like I said, he got hurt, but Kareem Hunt also, he's going to bounce off those tackles easily. And then number 4, my fourth and final thing is the offense. Yeah, the offensive numbers look good and they're putting up a bunch of points, but they have 9 turnovers in the last 3 games, which is not helping the Cowboys defense. Yeah, it would be nice to have the defense step up every once in a while, but it's not happening right now. The opponents have scored 45 points off of those turnovers. And the most disappointing thing about those turnovers to this point for me has been the guys committing the turnovers, whether it's Dak fumbling, whoever you blame for the Dak fumbling, whatever, hold on to the ball. You have Zeke fumbling. You have his longest run of the year, 24 yards. That ends in a fumble. Amari Cooper stopping on routes like he did late in the game, in the Browns game Sunday. You can't have your best players on offense committing the most mistakes. So as far as what I said, as far as the things that can be corrected, I think they can all be corrected, but it's going to take everybody within the organization realizing their faults. So whether it's the coaches realizing the scheme isn't fitting the players or the offense not turning the ball over as much. All right, so typically I'll do 3 stars of the game for each Cowboys game, but in this game like this, I'm just going to give a game ball out. And that game ball is going to go to CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, 5 catches, 79 yards, and his first 2 career NFL touchdowns. So congrats to CeeDee Lamb. He already has 21 catches so far this season, which is most of any rookie in Cowboys history through their first 4 games. So definitely salute to CD. He's been as advertised. As Bill Belichick would say, we're on to New York, and the Giants, they're coming to town. They haven't won a game this season. They are averaging 9 points per game. And, of course, that's Jason Garrett leading that offense. So, like I said, they haven't scored 20 points in the game. They lost Saquon Barkley. They've been in and out as far as injuries go. You have Golden Tate's missed time. Evan Ingram's missed time. So there's not really a whole lot of talent on offense. The quarterback, Daniel Jones, hasn't thrown a touchdown since week 1 against Pittsburgh. He has 5 picks this season. So all that lines up to what should be a Cowboys win, and I'm going to tell you how they get to that win. So my 3 keys to the game for the Cowboys to come away with a division win at home against the Giants. Number 1, you have to contain Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram is the best offensive player they have, the most talented player they have on offense. Tight ends have kind of given the Cowboys issues, and especially Evan Ingram over his career has given the Cowboys some issues. So containing him, but also containing Darius Slayton on the outside at receiver. He's more of their big play threat, and as we see, the Cowboys defense is prone to giving up the big play right now. So containing Evan Ingram and Darius Slayton, crucial. My number 2 takeaway, like I said, the Giants don't have a whole lot of talent on offense. Their defense actually hasn't been as bad. They actually held the Rams to 17 points in this past Sunday's game. But Don't give the Giants confidence by letting them hang around in the game. Don't give them an early takeaway. Don't, go 3 and out, 2 straight possessions, or don't let them drive down the field on you and score. I mean, you can speak all week long and all year long about how talented you are as a team. Well, come out and beat this less talented Giants team at home. And then my third and final point is, I spoke on it earlier, the turnovers. They have to stop. The offense, go out there, put up 40. Dak, throw for 300 yards instead of having to throw for 400 or 500 because you're putting your defense in your bad defense in bad situations. So, 3 keys to the game: contain Evan Ingram and Darius Slayton. They're 2 best offensive players at this point without Saquon. Number 2, don't give the Giants confidence. Come out, get a lead early, and just put your foot down on them. And then third, offense. Come out and stop turning the ball over. Play a clean game. Zeke, I'm talking to you, Zeke. Put the ball away. Stop fumbling. You haven't had a fumbling problem your entire career. What is going on? You don't always have to fight for those extra yards. Like this past fumble on Sunday. You're sitting here laying on a guy trying to get that extra 1 or 2 yards. You already have the first down. Put the ball away. Ball security is important. Dak, feel the rush. Amari, stop quitting on routes. That is how you dig this thing out of a ditch. All right, so these first 3 weeks, I've done 7 things I learned around the NFL. But now that we've played a month of football, I'm going to start my weekly power rankings. Most teams have played at least 4 games. You have Pittsburgh and Tennessee that have not. They're still at 3 games, both 3-0. Due to the COVID situation, the COVID outbreak that they had in Tennessee this past week. That is kind of a concern at this point, but it looks like they have everything under control. 2 straight days of no positive test. But yeah, my power rankings, the way I'm going to do this is my only real criteria is really who's playing the best and who I think would win on a neutral field. So I'm going to give you my 5 best teams, and then you can tell me what you think about it in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But my number 1 team in this week's power rankings has to be the Kansas City Chiefs. They're the defending champs. They're 4-0, and they're the first team in NFL history to start 4-0 4 straight seasons. So who else? I mean, they beat Baltimore on the road. They beat the New England Patriots. Of course, without Cam due to his COVID situation. But yeah, the Chiefs are my number 1 team in the league. My number 2 team, and this came down to 2 NFC teams, the Packers and the Seahawks. I gave it to the Packers right now. I think the Packers on a neutral field would beat Seattle at this point. I think the Packers offense is humming on all cylinders. You have Aaron Rodgers playing at an MVP level. And I like the Packers defense over the Seahawks defense so far through 4 weeks. But number 3, I have the Seattle Seahawks. What can be said about Russell Wilson? I mean, he's playing obviously at an MVP level. I love what he's doing in Seattle. I love what the offense is doing. Let Russ cook. They're my number 3 team. My number 4 team, and I'm done sleeping on them, the Buffalo Bills. They've gained my respect. I didn't think they would beat the Rams. I had the upset, the Raiders beating them this past Sunday. No, Josh Allen continues to do what he's been doing this season. They are 4-0, so I have them as my number 4 team in the league. And then number 5, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are 3-0, and what I like about them is their defense. And as long as Big Ben's healthy, he's been there, done that in the league. He has a Super Bowl win. He's been to the Super Bowl on more than 1 occasion. I just like what they're doing there. Mike Tomlin, great head coach. So Pittsburgh is my number 5 team in the league this week. Like I said, this will be a weekly occurrence. I'll give you my top 5 teams each week, and we can discuss it, whatever. All right. So now we have my week 5 NFL picks. Last week I went 9-6. I had a couple upsets in there, but not my best week. But overall for the season, I'm 41-21 with the 1 tie. Now, with the games, obviously the Thursday night games, we get that started with tomorrow. And now we're starting to get into some of the better Thursday night games as they're going to be televised on Fox. So tomorrow night we get it started with Bucks Bears, Tampa Bay heading to Chicago. Give me the Bucks on the road on a Thursday night. Going to Sunday, give me the Panthers beating the Falcons. Falcons are Dan Quinn. He's gonna get fired. His time is coming. So yeah, give me the Panthers over the Falcons. Give me the Buffalo Bills over the Titans on the road. I told you I'm done sleeping on the Bills. The Titans could prove something to me though. Give me the Ravens over the Bengals. Give me the Chiefs over the Raiders. Give me the Rams over the Washington football team. Give me the Cardinals over the Jets. Because if the Cardinals lose to the Jets after losing to the Lions and Panthers in back-to-back weeks, I don't know about that. Give me the Steelers over the Eagles. Give me the Texans winning their first game without Bill O'Brien over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Give me San Fran at home over Miami. Give me the Colts going to Cleveland to beat the Browns. The Colts are playing great defense right now. Matt Eberflus is the old linebackers coach for the Cowboys. Not quite sure why he never got a shot here in Dallas, but he is in Indy and he has that defense turned up. They're the #1 defense in the league right now. Give me them on the road. Give me the Patriots over the Broncos. We'll see if Cam can play. But regardless, I don't think the Broncos are very good. I think the Patriots can find a way to win at home against the Broncos even without Cam. Give me the Seahawks over the Vikings. Give me the Saints over the Chargers. I think the Saints kind of got their footing after falling behind 14-0 against Detroit this past Sunday. And then last on my schedule this week, give me the Cowboys winning a must-win game at home against their division rival, the New York Giants. And like I said with the Cardinals, if the Cowboys can't win this game, dude, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see that and see if the Giants can actually score more than 20 points, which is something they haven't done this season. But that's going to do it for this week's episode. Like I said, make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will catch y'all next week. This does it for the Mr. Douglass Sports Show. Salute.